Podcast for the people.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I keep it to myself. I wish not to place burdens on thee. I get real aggy, not cause what you said, but I just haven't smoked any weed. Please just turn yourself down and do me a favor, unravel a wood. Yeah, like a mechanic, I hear something crazy and then I am all in your hood.
Just to kind of introduce himself, I'm going to have you guys meet my guy over here, Ryan Garcia.
What's good? My name is Ryan J. Garcia. Originally from here.
Yes, sir.
Since I was like 7, and I moved over to Brooklyn, New York this year in March.
I bet.
I'm happy to be back and be part of something like this and just be doing art back home.
Would you say that making music out there is a lot easier than making music out here?
I would say the opportunities are kind of endless in New York.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like over here, you kind of have to know somebody to get into like the right studio situation. You got to know like either a random homie that was freestyling on the bus in Liberty or whatever school you went to, or like you DM somebody and it's on a whim that kind of just happens. Everybody's like really connected over here.
Yeah.
Over there, people are so like open and susceptible to new artists that you won't basically get dicked over by anybody over there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like nobody, like everybody's trying to get it out there.
Yeah.
So you reach out to somebody that owns a studio, even if it's a home studio, they want to work with you. Rather over here, it's kind of cliquey. You know what I mean? Everybody has their certain artists that they record with, and it's like their boy from over here, his boy that he used to rap with, and it's like the same 4 people in the studio.
Yeah.
Over there, when someone's an audio engineer, they want to be a fucking audio engineer. So like they're like inviting everybody.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, if you got the work, if you got the $100, come through. I got you.
Okay,
You know
I got
what I
you.
mean? Like,
So out there's more
open.
kind of more opportunity when it comes down to music. It's more of like people that I kind of want to actually want to help you, not as opposed to like working.
It's the independence to the music is so much more prominent. I feel like everybody over here, like not trying to talk about like specific artists or like just Orlando in general, but just my experience with it. It's very commercial, and it's very almost by the book.
Yeah.
Where over there, everybody's trying to break the same surface and same boundary.
That makes sense.
There's a lot of the people over there were the shit back in their hometowns, and they moved over to a bigger pond. So they, you know what I'm saying, they got humbled already.
And would you say that the biggest inspiration for you making music, would you say that came from just you loving music, like you used to love listening to music, or would you say that you personally had a lot you wanted to share, and then you were like, yo, I feel like this is the best way to express myself?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. I mean, overall, like, I used to be, like, rapping in the back of buses and stuff like that, but it was always, like, dumb freestyles used to write, you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course,
like,
As a kid, we just...
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You wanted to be the hot boy, you know what I mean? Everybody that was freestyling was cool back then. So it was cool, but I always said my excuse for like not rapping earlier, regardless of like the compliments I received, was like I didn't want to be another rapper in Poinciana.
Okay.
And that's like no diss to the rappers, but I wanted to be an artist. Like if I was gonna come out with any music, I wanted to make sure like I can do it at the capacity that I envisioned in my head.
That makes sense.
And for a while, I just knew I was not capable of it beyond like the resources, but like just capable as a person to put myself in that space to be like the face of this song or the face of this message and anything like that. I just really wasn't ready for it.
Yeah.
But doing theater and everything and stuff like that, I loved music. Like I loved the singing, I loved instruments, I loved like the infliction and acting behind music that like makes it felt so hard. You know what I mean? Like some of your favorite artists, even in like their happy songs, are letting loose in the studio and damn near crying because they're like they're letting something out. Or like the lit songs where everybody like you want to get lit in the club, they was clubbing in that studio.
Yeah. It's a vibe. It's a vibe. It's the energy.
Exactly. So you feel that energy when you in the club because it's like, damn, this is probably what they was doing when they was in the club,
exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. It transfers over through the music.
I always like wanted to do something like it, but I couldn't do it. But during the pandemic, I kind of just like settled into it. Yeah. It was something that I wrote the first record, Time, and I showed it to my friends. Yeah. And they were just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, yo, this is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And I kind of just went off of that, and it became like a release.
Refuse to wear prescriptions cause I swear I've seen it all. Climbing out the gutter cause I feel like I'm not where I wanna be. Where I wanna be. Don't worry, boy, I swear that you will get to see tomorrow. Sometimes my biggest fear is to see the sun come out, but we gonna see. Yeah, we gonna see. And I've been thinking for a while now. I've been thinking to myself for a while now. Do I have time now? Do I have time now?
Reflective, where like I'm kind of calling myself out. So like while I'm making it, I don't realize the shit that I be saying. And then after, when I listen to it, I'm like, damn, bro, like you're not okay.
Yeah. Of course. And it's okay to admit that, though. You know what I mean?
And it's, but the most beautiful part is like recognizing it, because that's when like the work starts.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So I realized throughout like the creation of it, I was like really healing.
Yeah.
And that's what really made me get into it, was the fact that I felt like I was growing like spiritually and just like overall as a person. I was finally becoming like the man I wanted to become.
Yeah.
By like recognizing shit, but by not like sitting with a therapist and not talking to my homie over a blunt, and you know what I mean? It was like talking to myself.
To
bro.
yourself. Yeah. Sometimes that's what it needs to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We all try to, like, we have this tendency of feeling like we need to reach out to other people to help. And then there's nothing wrong with that, but most of the time people always tell you when you fight your own battles, when you face it up front yourself, that's really what's going to heal you. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So I'm kind of going back to your friends, like how you said you sent your music to your friends. And like, shout out to Jared real quickly. Shout out to Jared real quick.
Jared Rivas.
Word, that's my boy. Cause you know, I have some friends that make music in Connecticut. And when you hear talent, I'm pretty sure your friends can relate to this. Like, when you play the song to them, like you start thinking like, yo, there's no way that like this shouldn't blow, or like this shouldn't like people need to hear this type of thing. Jared, shout out to, the reason I brought him up is because he played your music, and when I first heard it, bro, I don't remember if it was Time. No, I think it was Time. And then of course Intro.
Right.
And then as time went by, I remember telling him like, yo, is he gonna drop? Like, you feel me? Like, is it gonna happen? And then he told me you were working, and then next thing you know, like you dropped. And then bro, like that's got like, to transition, like Intro, right? Like that song is by far like the deepest. I think that, I mean, out of all of them, you go deep in every song, but that was like,
that one's like the most deepest, like in the sense of specifics.
For
like
sure.
There's no innuendo, there's nothing, like no metaphors behind it. It's talking about the real shit.
I write out the things I can't speak about. I stay most days alone. When I got a full house, I create problems every day with my slick mouth. I should really cop an eighth when I go to cop my ounce. Damn, the pack is sealed like it came from the Navy. Still got my iPod shuffle full of Wheezy F, baby. I still say one when I hang my phone on the daily. Really starting to believe that nobody can change me. This shit is crazy. How these people try to paint me. Lend my ear like Van Gogh. Don't you test my patience. I can see the bullshit way before this LASIK. Say I changed a lot. I say a lot of shit has changed me.
Yeah.
Like, he's talking about sad boy time stuff. You know
yeah, and then the music video was super dope, by the way, bro.
Yeah, thank you.
Dope. I feel like the concept behind it was simple, but it was also very like, you know, meaningful. You feel me? Like, what inspires you to do that, to make it like that? And you really shaved your hair?
Yeah, just honestly, straight up, bro, depression. As fucked up as that sounds, like, I was really down bad when I was recording this stuff. Like, I was really, really sad, bro. Yeah. And I wanted to shave my head just because, like, I hated the way I looked. And I was like, yo, I just want to restart. The whole restart is where a rough start came from. No, it's like I wanted to reset. I needed to, like, unwind. And, like, I felt like I wanted to reintroduce myself in a way. Yeah. So, when I recorded the record, I remember my boy Eddie Wise, shout out Eddie Wise. He's a part of Project Field, one of my videographers there, like my right hand. I remember I reached out to him and I was just like, yo, I got this song and I got this video idea. I'm gonna send you the song and I'm gonna tell you the idea. He heard the song and he was like, what the fuck? He was like, yo, okay, so like, what's your idea? This shit's incredible. Yeah. And I was like, all right, cool. I wanna shave my head. He was like, wait, like, like shave your head? And I was like, yeah, bro, like I just want to like shave my head and be like super dramatic and just release some shit like, and I want this to be the first one that comes out of everything. And he was like, okay, when do you want me to fly down?
Crazy.
You know what I mean? I was like, yo, I'm buying your flight. I got your stay. Like, I just come through and I need you. And he was like, yes, I like
That's
come
love,
through.
bro. That's
I
love.
like
Shout out
2
to Eddie
weeks
Watts, for
before,
real.
bro. 2 weeks before I messaged him, I was like, yo, I don't think I want to do this anymore. He told me straight, he was like, bro, I bought my ticket to come record you shaving your head. I was
Shaving your head.
You're right. And he was like, bro, all right. But one of the most powerful things he told me was like, your hair will grow back, the art will live on forever. And like that stuck with me.
Yeah.
And like, and a lot of the things that I do, like because of that, I don't think I've ever told him that, but like I have shit really stuck with me. Cause I was like, yo, I want to push like my own boundaries and like my own comfort levels on every visual I put out, because like the art will live on forever.
Exactly.
Like regardless of how many views it has now, when shit pops, I get to look back at that and be like, damn, like I still left it out on the table, like from the very beginning. You know, I don't want to wait to do that.
Yeah.
So shout out to Eddie Watts.
Shout out to Eddie Watts for that. I mean, at least cause I mean, you know, when I watched the video, all I could think of was like, all right, this had to be first take, like, or at least close to it. Obviously, I know it's gonna take multiple takes, obviously, but I mean, you had to like, cause you were doing it in the moment.
That's actually funny because a lot of people thought we went to like a photo studio or some shit, and it was in my homie's apartment. My homegirl,
looks so.
I hit her up and I was like, yo, I know you got a barber chair. I know you got. She had just moved into this apartment, so I was like, yo, is it still empty? Like, can we record there? She's like, yeah. I remember we ended up pulling up later at night, like darker like this, and we had to go to Target to buy lights. Bro, we were hanging lights from the ceiling fan blades. We were duct taping lights to the side because it was like, you know what I mean? We were just trying to make it happen, bro.
Heck yeah.
And we recorded it all in her family room, literally in her family room. And then, like, we did one take where, like, we finally started. And I started cutting my hair, and we couldn't do it with no guard. That's why there's a guard on, because I had long ass hair, bro.
Yeah.
So every single time I was trying to do it with no guard, it would just pinch me. So I couldn't get into the music because I'm rapping at the camera like, fuck, man. Like,
shit hurts.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we put on one guard, and all right, we start going. I'm in it. I'm killing it. And like halfway through, Eddie Wise stops, and he's just like, yo, there's not, like, the hair isn't falling. Okay. You know what I mean? So, like, we got to redo it again. Sheesh. But we got to make sure it's this, like, this one's the right one, because you definitely just shaved some of your hair. Yeah. I was like, all right, like, I'm stressing out. Yeah, of course, I'm like, I went deep. And I give them the thing. They're like changing the guard, and I just go to the top of my head and I just pull out like a chunk of hair. And I just start crying, bro, because I was just like, oh my god, like I'm doing it. Yeah, like I have to do it now. You know, it's really no going back now. Yeah. And I remember when that happened, like I just started losing myself. I started like crying a lot, and I asked everybody, I was like, yo, can we just stop for a second? And Eddie Wise, being the great director he was, you know, got everybody there to quiet down. It was just like, all right, it was only like 4 people, but it was like, all right, let's just back off, give them some space. This is an apartment, so they gave me some space, but they're right fucking there. Yeah, exactly. So I'm just like, I'm still looking down, and I'm like wiping my eyes, and I'm like just grabbing my hair, like fuck. And he kept the camera going the whole time. Yeah. So a lot of the candids were because of his genius of like, he gave me the space but kept the camera going and caught like some raw emotion, and then the rest was one take.
So who would you say is artist wise your favorite artist, and like I guess inspiring artist?
Yeah, I mean I actually have a leg sleeve like tattoos on my leg that it's the cover art of my favorite albums. Okay. So I feel like every single time I like get around to like this kind of topic, I always go towards like the first people that I decided to tattoo. Yeah. Which were number 1 was Kanye. Kanye's like, I don't give a fuck attitude, bro. Inspiring. Inspiring. Like if I can just have an ounce of his confidence, I'd probably be a lot further along than what I am. Bro, I feel like all of us would.
Everybody would.
Like if everybody can have that level of confidence, they'd get anything they wanted accomplished. Like it's a no-brainer. But Kanye. And then I actually have Born Sinner from J. Cole. Bro. So J. Cole is definitely my guy. I've been listening to J. Cole since like Friday Night Lights. Of course, yeah. And like
I'm not. My boy's a bigger J. Cole fan than me, but and he's been a fan since then too. I think I listened to J. Cole.
So you knew about him because your boy like always putting you on, like yo, listen to this shit right here. But everything is always fire, like Dreamville. Yeah, bro. Like that was, man. Like J. Cole, like he holds such a special place for me because, like you said, it's like there's storytelling and then there's painting a picture. You know what I mean? Like when you can paint a picture in your head is like, I always try to tell people the explanation of that is like, you can see the music video.
Yeah.
Like you're listening to the song and you can like see how you would direct it. You're not a fucking director. You don't know how the hell to do that shit, but you see it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's like, he's always one of those rappers, and no matter what he's rapping about, it's just a picture's painted for you. Exactly. Like it's just right on the canvas. So Kanye, Cole, Mac Miller, rest in peace, Mac.
R.I.P. Mac, man. For real.
I used to fall asleep to Best Day Ever, like every night when that year that it dropped out, like to the point I'd open up my laptop in the morning and the first thing you hear is like Best Day Ever playing because I like fell asleep with it on.
Yeah.
So that was like someone I always liked because by the end of his career, it turned from like a white boy doing hip hop to like a musician.
Yeah.
Like his discography from Best Day Ever to like Swimming in Circles, like it's fucking night and day.
Yeah.
Like it's so cool like how he grew and how he can like have one bar, like one song just dropping bars where you're like, yo, this is fire. Like why is he rapping like this? And then he's just like, I'm sad.
Yeah. And I think his rawness and like the fact that the thing, I got into Mac after he passed, unfortunately. Like I wasn't fortunate enough to like give him a chance in the beginning. And then when he passed, bro, his music, I mean, it was just, bro, every sad song was just way more sadder. You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
And like
you hear it. Like, it's like, yo, this man was crying out for help.
Yeah, literally, bro, in his music. And I think you know, it's not unfortunate. It's not unfortunate that his music was that sad because like I think it just shed light on like mental health, really OD for his fans, and I think his fans like seen that.
I think it really shed a light on a way that like Mac has always been like a pleasure to be around. He's always so happy, always making jokes. Like every time he was in front of the camera, but he was generally so fucking sad, and that. I think like that's one of the things that really made people like take more notice to mental health.
For sure.
Even like what's dude from like Linkin Park, not to forget his name.
Oh man,
Bennington.
Bennington. Is it Bennington? Yeah.
Like I hope that's his name, but like there was interviews with him.
Chester?
Like, Chester, I think it's Chester.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah. Continue.
I'm a horrible person.
You good.
But like when he like he was like literally he was vocal about it. He was a lot more vocal, and that it was heartbreaking then because he was like, yo, like I'm not okay. This is why y'all don't see me anymore. This is why I don't do this kind of thing here. Like I have a lot of shit going on in my head. And then when it happened, it was like, yo, we got to pay more attention.
Exactly.
But for Mac, it was just like we knew he was on drugs, but we didn't know the severity of the drugs. But when you listen back to it, you hear it, and it's like, yo, he was literally telling us the last 3 years how fucked up he was.
Yeah, bro.
So regardless, like I'm glad that you had like the opportunity to experience it and like can swallow it in because like he's like a great to me.
Yeah.
To give a little bit more background on like why and like when I started doing music is an artist that's actually part of Project Feel. His name is Franco Cologne.
Okay.
We actually just released a record together called Feed Me.
Oh, dope. I don't think I've heard it yet.
That's a fucking record.
Yeah.
This man, he's easily one of the most talented people I've ever met in my life, and I'm so glad I get to call him like a brother and best friend now.
Yeah.
Because he was always something and someone I admired from afar. Yeah. Because we always had like a mutual friend group, and we were cool. Like we have our conversations, but we weren't like linking up one-on-one how we do now or nothing of that nature. But when I was acting, Franco was one of the best actors I've ever seen. He was amazing. Him and his two best friends all moved to New York together. Yeah. That's Joe, Hector, and Franco. Hector and Joe, filmographers. Hector's actually Eddie Wise as well. Eddie Wise is like
dope. Okay.
So they like the three musketeers. They move out. Yeah. Somewhere along the line, they all moved out to do acting. Somewhere along the line, Franco was just like, I don't want to do this anymore. And he was the best one out of all of us. He was like, I just don't want to do this anymore. I'm doing music, and that's it. Yeah. I was like, all right. You know what I mean? Not to be a dick, but like where we're all from, when someone says they're going to stop everything and do music, you just assume they're going through something. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like, all right, go through your motions. You know what I mean? We'll see how it goes, whatever. Yeah. You hate to like, for it to be like that, but I mean, it is what it is. Yeah. And he disappeared for a year and would always talk about the music. Like, it's coming. He released an EP 2 years ago called Growing Up. And I remember anticipating the release because how much he was talking about
Yeah, of course,
it.
of course,
I mean?
of
I
course.
was like,
Yeah,
nah,
yeah,
this nigga talking,
yeah,
he's talking that
I gotta
cash.
hear
I mean,
this.
like, he's confident, and he's like, he has the same confidence that he did in his acting. So for me, I was like, bro, if you that confident, like, you're one of the best actors I've seen with my own two eyes. Like, seriously, he's fucking incredible.
Yeah.
And I remember being up with my girlfriend now, Francesca. We're up listening to it at 12 in the morning. It drops. And I remember listening to it. I swear I was up until like 3 in the morning. It's like a fucking 13, 14-minute EP. And I was up until like 3 in the morning listening. Like what, homie? Like, produced it. He mixed it. He mastered it. He wrote it. He did the visuals with our boys and just went after it. Yeah. And then he got connected to Project Field, like the entire group after. Yeah. And like seeing him do that shit, it like really pushed me to be like, yo, I want to do that. Yeah. Like seeing someone that like inspired me without even knowing, you know what I mean? Like just off of like how talented he was, I was always so inspired. Yeah. Seeing him release it and seeing him like be vulnerable and talk about like some real shit, that I was like, damn, I didn't even know that about this person. Yeah. And I love this dude. I had no idea that he was going through what he was going through. Really made me like start writing straight up. So I would put number 5, Franco Cologne. Yeah, straight up
for sure. And shout out to Franco Cologne for sure. I'll definitely give that a listen too. Growing up,
it's crazy.
I'll take your word. I'll take your.
He plays piano and shit. You know what I mean? So he has beautiful like piano melodies and just like so smooth, and he has like a dope like rapping, singing like style. Yeah, it's just that's so dope. It's refreshing.
That's what's up, man. That's what's
up.
And
it's
then
so cool to call him a friend.
Exactly. Like, and obviously just to transition into Time, bro. Time was another song that I feel like it kind of was like, all right, what's coming after the intro? You feel me? Like that's how I felt about it. I was like, all right, it got to be something to up to his level, or at least around that. And then you did it, bro. Like you matched the level and just set a new tone.
I've been feeling like it can't be. Stuffing Irish cream to put me on the canopy. On co-star, getting closure from astrology. Constellation on a balcony from constellations in the galaxy. Oh, Ryan, please put on a belt. Yeah, I still sag my jeans. I'm just being myself. It's so major when you mad. You put yourself on a shelf. Sing it so loud, my ex can hear it. It help. You get it? It all comes together, then it falls apart. The cycle lasts forever. To be honest, I do not know where to start, but feeling like the end is close, and I'm only 22. They say I have time, my brother died way before I grew. Just to get perspective, hate to put my business out, but since Kobe, this hate in my heart be hitting different now. But we still point fingers in every direction. The office is CEO, but it's fucking corrections. Look at me.
I had no idea how sad I was until I started dating my current girlfriend. And like the growth that she's been like able to offer me just through her words and like calling me out on like, yo, you're not okay. It was like dating her and then releasing the music and getting into it and finally being able to talk about it. I was like, damn, bro, I'm still holding on to so much fucking like angst from like that time. I'm gonna make a project about it.
Yeah.
Like, and that's where it all.
And that's
what
you have to. I mean, in a way, you have to learn how to use those things to your advantage and like, you know what I'm saying, bro? Like, just express yourself through the music. That's really where the art comes. You feel me? And so, just keep doing that, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, keep that same energy you have, bro.
Yeah, I'm excited to go forward with it. Like I said, it was the first time I've ever performed at that like capacity. Yeah. So like I did the only other performance that I did like a full set for was in New York. Yeah. And it was at like this crazy like fucking mansion condo thing. Like it was a big ass crib. Yeah. And we hosted an event there and we did like live music in like their huge living room that had like a loft thing like above it. It was sick, but it was such a intimate space. Yeah. Where like there was times where like I felt like during the performance like I wanted like get lit and I felt it in me, but like people were like right there. So I was like, this is not gonna translate well. Like people are gonna be like, oh shit, you know what I mean? Like calm down, bro. Like holy shit, like you just talked about all this sad shit. Now you're jumping around. Yeah. But the space that they offered there, like it gave me the opportunity. Like once I saw it, like I was sitting there the whole time, like, okay,
I gotta get like
I can turn up real quick.
Like, yeah.
Then let me experiment with it too.
Yeah, bro, why not? Go after it.
The bags under my eyelids can cost me more than a Birkin. I'm wide awake off an Addy at Kanye's Sunday service. I still hold on to his verses, I still hold on to my curses. I say that I'm not worthless, I know that I'm not perfect. Said that's okay, but that don't mean that I can't strive to be. Feel like every day is getting harder than it gotta be. Working 9 to 5 to live a simple life of modesty. Wrong sentence on the shift can make me dash like an apostrophe. I been reading philosophy, owe myself an apology. I got 6 red flags, a roller coaster inside of me, lasting long like Monopoly. Move my pieces accordingly, I'll just smile, act normally while the game is absorbing. And don't you dare believe what you ain't. No rush for you right where you need to. I just wanna be great, but it don't come free. Even on those dark days when I hate to be me, gotta tell myself, boy, you know you just gotta breathe.
Thank y'all for coming out tonight, man. I just want to take this last second of a song. If you have mental issues, if you have some mental shit going on, you're not alone. You're never gonna be alone. If you, the person next to you, I just want you to hug him real quick. Whoever you came here with, just give him a nice hug and take a deep breath. You're never alone. I appreciate y'all. Have a good night.
Just to kind of transition now, I mean, before I wrap things up, man, I wanted to ask you what's next for you, and like, is there any unreleased music that you got, or you know, if you don't mind.
I'll definitely want to show you something, but as far as the music, what I learned from this last time was like when I released this EP, bro, I released it on a whim.
Okay.
I didn't understand, like, I know, like, cocky shit. I didn't understand how good it was, and when it released, I got a lot of attention that I was not ready for. I never got that much attention from anybody in my life, so it made me stop for a second. Like, let me, one, appreciate all this, but two, I don't want it to get to my head, bro.
Sure.
Like, I need to, like, stay level-headed, know what I have to do next. And then I didn't release another song until January, which was the last one. And when everybody heard it, the people that did hear it, they loved it. But the momentum was gone. And it was my fault because, like, in the beginning, it was like, yo, I'm gonna release this EP. Let's see what happens. What's going on, right? Whatever. EP hits a couple thousand. And we're like, oh, shit. Like, niggas is playing this shit. Like, oh, my God, okay. All right, so it's been 3 months. They playing it. Release another track. When I made Peachy my fucking dumb ass, I was like, yo, this is going to be the song that hits 1 million plays, blah, blah. I was like, it's your 5th song. Relax.
Bro,
like, you know what I mean? But what I learned was more important than anything is, like, it's not about how good you are. It's about how often you can do it.
Yeah, for sure.
Nobody cares about the NBA player that can drop 50. Can you drop 30 every night?
Yeah, exactly.
Because then you're an all-star.
Yeah.
No one gives a fuck about your 50-point game in the beginning of the season. We care about the people that consistently show up and do shit. They might have a bad night. You might have a bad record. Who knows? People might not like receive it, but you're consistently dropping. So you're always out. You know what I mean? We talk about the artists and the athletes that are putting in work, that are consistent. So this time around, I really don't want to rush it because I just want to make sure once something comes out,
you're going to have something else behind it.
Bro, I want to have like 3 to 4 months just lined up. Like every week or 2 weeks, I'm dropping. At least once a month, there's a visual coming out. At least once a month, I'm doing a show or a podcast or a press interview, something. Where it's like, yo, for 6 months, I'm just going to go hard. I'm going to be in everybody's faces with it. And then, you know, hopefully something comes out from it. But that's always the hopes. But I just want to make sure, like, 1, I'm ready for that kind of attention, and 2, I'm ready to continue the momentum because I just don't want to, like, fall back again because climbing back up the ladder just to try to remind people, it's like, bro, I do this shit. Like, no one gives a fuck if you're not releasing something. Like, no one cares because, like, you can talk about it all you want. But, I want to show you some unreleased stuff.
Yeah, bro, if you don't mind. If you don't mind, bro. And I want to, first of all, I want to just tell you that, like it's just so funny, like how you said earlier that, like, you know, people, you don't know how inspiring somebody can be, like for me, like how you mentioned your teacher. I think your acting teacher. Nah, bro, like what you just said is kind of like it's gonna stick with me for a little minute, bro, because I think I always tell myself, like, the consistency is what matters. You feel me? And like you said, to have that momentum is important. It's super important. When I first brought up the idea of this podcast, and the fact that I literally brought up the idea and putting it into like light the next week, and then I had another episode. I already had ideas. People, it was receptive. OD. Yeah. I was getting so, like you said, I was getting feedback from people. I was like, whoa.
Like that, people are really tuning in. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Like, people are really liking this idea, and then as soon as I started, like, you know, taking my time with things and like dropping the episodes, and I knew I had to do a lot of learning because I wasn't editing my videos at first, and then now I am. So like, you know, I knew that it was gonna get to that point where I need to take it more serious. Not even more serious, but just step it up. Like, and I need to like
have that organization.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm definitely gonna. And just you saying that definitely just it kind of just like, all right, I think that was a sign. Like what you just said was like a sign. I feel like you would like I was supposed to hear that. I was supposed to hear that. Like, you feel me?
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, nobody gives a fuck about the guy that dropped 50.
Yeah.
And everybody cares about the guy that's averaging 30.
For sure.
You average 30. You don't even need 50 points.
Exactly.
Like, don't even go that hard, bro. Like, no one cares.
Yeah.
Like, no one's. It's gonna be forgotten about. Exactly. Just stay consistent in what you do. Do what you do. Don't try to be Curry pulling up from half court so you can hit 40.
Yeah.
Just get your 30.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, all stars be scoring 22 points. So like, you don't even need that.
If you put in the work, you gonna eventually get that one.
You just play your role,
50-point games.
And you just play your role. You know what I'm saying? Once you find out your role and whatever you're trying to do, everything becomes more consistent because you understand what you're supposed to be doing and who else is supposed to be doing the other shit.
Exactly.
Like having a team and having people to help and like having having a space. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, this works. Like, I can do it here. Like all that. It's like, that's not my role. Like, but this is.
Yeah, but this is exactly. Nah, exactly. And then to remind yourself that you don't got to do everything by yourself. You feel me? Like, everything requires a team. It requires support.
Bro, Russ, everybody listens to a Russ interview and thinks like they're Mr. Independent, and that's not the choice. Because even Russ, like, he gives credits to his homies that like were in the lab with him and doing stuff. So, like, he didn't have any industry help, but homie had plenty of friends that were on board and saw the vision the whole time.
Exactly.
Kept up with it.
But yeah, bro, go ahead and play that track, bro, if you don't mind.
Yeah, bro.
Because I definitely I want to definitely hear it here. Why not hear it here, bro? Right. You know what I'm saying?
So this record is going to be called...
Let me know if you need to connect to it. You need to connect to it?
I think it's connected, actually. Let me see.
You can play whatever, or...
Yeah, it's connected.
Good?
Yeah.
All right, perfect.
So this record is called I Need.
Okay.
It's about all the things that, like, I thought I needed, but I really wanted. And having to let it go. So, like, grow up. You know what I mean?
Go past it. Move on from it.
Yeah, I actually made it with my man Franco Colon. He's singing the hook. And shout out Franco, because this man made this beat in like 30 minutes. And it was just like, it was a calm little drum loop, and we kept like adding more and more.
Yeah.
And there's times like I'm in the studio with him, and he was like, yo, do you trust me? Can I just do something really quick? I'm like, yes, bro, of course. Yeah. And he would sit down. I'm there in silence on my phone for like 20 minutes. He'll plug up all the speakers. He's like, all right, let me know how it sounds. Let's just see. I'm like, all right, cool. He'll play it. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, that's perfect, bro. Like, what the hell?
And that's so dope, though. That's so dope that you can get help from not only like how your vision can improve with somebody else's. For me, and like, bro, you're like, whoa.
I've grown as an artist working with this man.
Yeah, you
like,
gotta be open-minded. You gotta be super open-minded.
Yeah, he's so good, and it's still in demo right now. We're still adding a couple things, but
let's hear that.
You'll get the gist of it.
I'm Lord on the mic for you too.
Living room that can fit the grand piano. I need that New Year's candy painted mango. I need the diamonds in my tennis chain dancing tango. I need to find out how to balance all the lows when I get high. I'm deep inside a search of living life and not just getting by. Mama tells me baby steps, but loves it when I move in stride. Always flunked the math, so she gotta know there's no divide. Same height since junior high, but I can really feel the growth. You share your dreams and have these people around you feel you trying to glow. No control, but you should know that I'd just rather be remote. We feel at home around the project, you can feel it in your bones.
Unwind my hair and open the door. Let this wind take me where I belong.
I crave all the things I wanted, but I never needed. I put my trust in friends that show clear intentions of treason. I pray for better days, but never claim that I'm a believer. So when my time comes, fuck it, I'll go with a reason. I learned that we don't have the power to decide that. When people go, they go, there is no way to get the time back. If I hold you close, I'm thinking deeply in my mind that if I let you go, I truly hope that you'll be right back. Held on the grudges for too long. I gave half of me to people, no coupon. I felt weight upon my shoulders for too long. I know exactly what I want, can give a fuck about what you on. And I mean that shit respectfully. My honesty will always be the death of me. I tell the truth to a liar, they see that shit as jealousy. I see the infidelity, I question their identity. They judge me and never listen when I'm expressing me.
Let this wind take me where I belong.
Damn, bro. Damn. Where do I start? All right. So clearly, you know what part was my favorite. Obviously, I think that was dope. All right. So the first thing I'm gonna just point out is that I love when you go into singing and go back to rapping. I love it because I feel like that's just so you, bro. Yeah. It's so you like that. I know there's gonna be songs where you don't do it, but I just love that song.
It's definitely gonna be the shtick. Yeah.
For sure. And then just that second, third verse. I mean, the first verse obviously kicked it off well, but that second verse was fire. Yeah. And then that last one, and obviously when he was singing at the end, bro, I couldn't help but just smile with that one. That was so. That was
me belting at the end.
Oh no! Yeah. I know that was you, but I'm talking about
And the hook.
The hook was. Yeah. Oh, wait, this is all you?
The hook is Franco.
Okay, bet.
The ending is me.
Okay, so the ending, I know that was obviously you snapped. But the obviously the one that the Franco, I think the part where he sung like right before he got you singing at the end. Oh my God, that was just so like.
He's crazy.
Yeah, he's crazy. And was that his idea? Which part was the part where he was like, "Let me do something"?
It was one part that he said, "Let me do something," was the silent part when I said, and I mean that shit respectfully, and it's all silent. That and what you heard, the panning. Anytime like in my music that you hear like stuff going like left to right, it's because of that motherfucker. Yeah. Like all his music. But he did. So I was like, oh my God, like when you listen to it in headphones, you're like, what the?
Right now, yeah. That's exactly my reaction, bro. I'm glad I heard it. That's what I'm saying. I'm glad I heard it. Just like this, bro. Because I'm pretty sure in the car it sounds just as amazing too. Yeah. But that was dope, bro.
Yeah, man. So that's definitely gonna be on the next project for sure.
Yeah.
Next project's gonna all be about growth, but not just growth as like a human, like growth in your friendships, your relationships, and your family, and just growing, straight up. So
it's like your next chapter.
It's exactly. It's what I've been obsessed with, straight up. Yeah. All I've been obsessed with is how I'm gonna grow from everything that I do. Like I don't care what it is that I do, but if I'm not learning something, if I'm not growing, like spiritually from it, like I don't want it around me.
Exactly.
Like with the situation and people, like I can't have anything around me that is gonna help me like grow. Exactly. And not even in like people like think it's like, oh, so you want yes men. No. I want people that are gonna tell me to shut the fuck up when I need to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, for sure.
Like that's what I want.
I was talking about that in a couple other episodes where we just we talk about how that genuine criticism, sometimes that constructive and that idea, not being scared to say, yo, try this, or like try that, or because you never know what can come off of somebody else's idea. Like you could create your own off of somebody else's.
And just being receptive to it.
Yeah, and being
people have such egos because they think like I say it in this song. I say I tell the truth to a liar, and they see that shit as jealousy.
Exactly.
So you're lying to yourself, and when someone tells you the truth, you get upset.
Yeah.
It's like, you're jealous.
Exactly.
It's like, no, I'm not jealous, bro. I'm just trying to keep it a buck with you about how I feel about it. And if that's jealousy to you, then you got to work on something,
Exactly.
bro.
You gotta work on
Yeah,
self-reflection.
you just came over here and showed me some shit, asked me for my opinion,
and I
then
gave you my
it to you, and
opinion.
you're like, nah, bro, you ain't real. It's like, probably the realest in your corner, bro.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because if other people were saying this was good, it's probably not. Like,
Yeah, and then it's okay to, because everybody's gonna have different opinions. For me, so somebody can think it was really amazing. Somebody can be like, but bro, that was amazing though.
Thank you, man.
I mean, without a doubt, that's gonna definitely reach out to a bunch of people that are gonna hear it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like just off alone, but. Man, honestly though, I think that was a perfect way to wrap it up, man. I think I appreciate you for just.
Of course, bro. Thank you for having me.
No, man,
It's
for real.
fucking awesome, bro.
Love,
Appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate you, bro. But nah, and just to kind of wrap it up, man, I wish you the best in the future, bro.
Thank you.
If you ever want to come back, you're more than welcome.
Of course, bro.
I wanna like, you know, I wanna be there when you perform in the big stage, bro.
I got you,
and
bro.
I will be there, bro. And
Absolutely.
I swear, bro, just keep believing in yourself the way you have been. Keep doing what you gotta do, bro. Because honestly, the more you believe in yourself, bro, is gonna show up.
I've been learning that more and more, more and more,
Mm-hmm.
especially from this whole, weekend.
Yeah.
I can't wait to bring this weekend back up with me, and like bring it to my team. I was just talking to like one of my boys earlier, like my right hand in Project Field, like my best friend Joe.
Yeah.
Like I was just like, yo, I can't wait to like rub this inspiration off on some of y'all.
Yeah.
I was like, cause I know like the second that I get on my shit, everybody's gonna be like, nah, like Ryan's going hard. I gotta do something.
Yeah, exactly.
So like,
exactly, bro.
I can't wait just to bring like everything over.
Keep doing that, bro. Keep doing that, bro. Keep carrying that same energy. And for anybody else, thank you guys for tuning in too.
Thank you.
Obviously, shout out to Ryan, shout out to Rosie, shout out to everybody that just helping me get everything together. But I hope everybody else has a blessed day out there. Stay tuned in for the next episodes. 2022 is gonna come out. I'm gonna come out really strong. And Field Day, that's gonna come soon too.
Yes.
There's gonna be a Kinetic Vibes with the podcast for the people collab, and we're gonna have a Field Day. So I hope everybody gets to be a part of it too, man. But everybody tune into the next episode and have a good day, y'all.
Oh yeah.
You and me, we got things to solve. Like, do we really want to be involved, mate? I've been playing on the Switch all day, but you switch all the time. We could both evolve, right? Maybe someday you understand that a young king don't play. Know that I can make a creme like brulee, but you always want to flake like souffle. What the fuck? I want to taste you. You so original. You Aphrodite me. Your body biblical. Finding your spots is becoming so typical. You raise the level, but it is not difficult. Be a lot better if you didn't always have to be a fucking bitch, though. Do you remember when